Imagine this. You're a die-hard fan of your team. They finally make it to the Super Bowl, the moment you've dreamed of your whole life. And then, someone steals your tickets. Not just anyone, but your own boss. What would you do? Well, I didn't just get even. I made sure he'd never forget it. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, and wished you could serve them the sweetest justice possible, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this isn't just a revenge story. This is about turning the tables so hard. The guy was practically spinning. Let me set the stage. I'm a rabid San Francisco 49ers fan. And I mean rabid. I'm the guy who's at the stadium parking lot at 8 a.m. grilling burgers, face painted, jersey on, and shouting stats like a human ESPN feed. A few years back, the unthinkable happened. The Niners made it to the Super Bowl. My team, my dream. At the time, I was working at a consulting firm. We had a bunch of big clients, but one of them in particular. Let's call him Mike. Mike was more than just a client. Over the years, we'd become genuine friends. Meetings often turned into dinner, and sometimes even a few beers afterward. He knew I bled red and gold. A week before the big game, Mike had a surprise planned. He had access to a pair of company-owned seats for the Super Bowl. 30-yard line, insane view, worth thousands. He decided to give them to me. I didn't know that. Because instead of handing them to me, Mike passed them along to the senior partner on our account. My boss. Let's call him Dickhead Partner. Mike figured he'd keep it a surprise. You can probably see where this is going. Game day came and went. We lost. It sucked. But a week later, Mike casually asked me over drinks, "Hey, by the way, why didn't you go to the game? I heard someone else was in your seats." My heart stopped. I'm like, "What seats?" Mike's eyes went wide. He told me he gave me 2 Super Bowl tickets, through Dickhead Partner. And that's when the first ember of rage lit in my chest. Back at the office, I went digging. A secretary finally spilled. Dickhead Partner had given my tickets away, to another one of his clients, as a gift from our company. I wanted to storm into his office right then. But I realized something. Mike was the one who'd noticed I wasn't there. If he confronted my boss, I could stay clean and avoid the political fallout. So I texted Mike, "Thanks for thinking of me, but it looks like those seats were given to someone else." He replied in all caps, "Are you asking me? Then, pretend I never told you. Let me handle this." That's when I knew. Oh, we were going to war. A few days later, Mike called. He wanted me and Dickhead Partner to fly out for a meeting at his office. Totally normal on the surface. But Mike had a performance in mind. When we walked into the conference room, I spotted all the usual faces, plus a woman in her 30s I didn't recognize. Mike smiled like a cat about to eat a canary. "Dickhead Partner, this is Stephanie, VP from another department." "Oh, and you guys must know her from the Super Bowl." Stephanie tilted her head, frowning. "I don't think we met there." Mike pushed, grinning. "Come on, Steph, you were sitting right next to them." I shook my head. "Sorry, Mike, I wasn't there." Dickhead Partner shifted uncomfortably. Stephanie jumped in. "Actually, I was sitting next to so-and-so from another company." "But why did they have your company seats? We don't work with them, do we?" You could see the blood drain from Dickhead Partner's face. He muttered an Mike's voice hardened. "I gave those tickets to OP. Did you give them away?" Dickhead Partner stammered. "Well, he couldn't make it, so maybe he gave them to someone else?" And looked straight at me, silently begging for cover. I played dumb. "Wait. You gave me Super Bowl tickets?" Mike leaned forward, his voice like a blade. "Those tickets were a personal thank you gift. Did you give them away to another client?" Silence. Awkward, suffocating silence. Mike finally snapped his briefcase shut. "I think this meeting is over. Let's go to lunch. Stephanie, join us. Dickhead Partner, go home. Expect to hear from us next week." Dickhead Partner, desperate, asked to join us for lunch, and Stephanie shut him down cold. She even had the front desk escort him out. As soon as the elevator doors closed, we all burst out laughing. Turns out Stephanie wasn't a VP at all, just someone Mike recruited to play the part in his little revenge play. But it wasn't over. On the way to lunch, Mike told me to wait a few hours before texting my boss. When I did, it was with demands. Pay an invoice for the resale value of the tickets. Over $10,000. Plus our very expensive lunch. Give me a direct personal apology. Issue a formal written apology to Mike's company for what he called theft. Never deal with Mike again. Only me or another partner. The other partners made him pay out of his own salary. He also lost his profit share from Mike's account. It was delicious. I walked away looking like the hero who'd saved the client relationship. He walked away humiliated, thousands poorer, and permanently banned from the account he'd stolen from. Sure, I never got to see my Niners in that Super Bowl. But watching my boss get publicly roasted and financially gutted, that was almost as satisfying. Sometimes, revenge doesn't need shouting or a fight. Sometimes, you just set the stage, let the truth do the talking, and watch the guilty hang themselves with their own rope. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And if you want more real-life karma stories like this one, you know what to do. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.